Okay, the next stage we're just going to place our screed rails down and set them up just to make sure that our water is running out. So these aren't set yet. We'll just put one screed rail there. Now what these are, you can hire these from some of the hire shops, or you can go and buy some metal. This here is 20mm by 40mm box steel. Some people may use 25 by 50 or different sizes, but these are the ones that I prefer to use. It's best not to use timber. Timber is not always dead straight. You want your materials at this stage to be nice and straight. That's why we use, these screeds that we buy and the metal screed rails. Get a load of sand dropped in there, thanks Richard, just right in the middle there. Now we've placed that sand there, pardon me. Now what we want to do here is we want to place our screed across these two rails like that. And then we're going to sit our spirit level on top of the screed across the rails and put our spirit level on top, and just to see how that is. Now this rail here is just a little bit higher than this one on the right. So what we'll do is we'll just pick this rail up here and we'll just push a bit of sand under this rail just to pick up the height a bit. Now don't just put a little bit of sand at one end, because that won't be enough to support that rail. Just put a bit along, a fair length of it. And we'll just go back with our spirit level and just check how that is. Now that's a bit higher this time, so we'll just move that around a bit and just sink it into that sand a touch until that's sitting level, and that's what that is. Now to make sure we've got the fall coming out from the house, we're just going to put our spirit level on top of these rails, and just to see what we've got here. Now I've got, at this point here, I don't know if you can get in close enough, Karen, but we've got the bubble in our spirit level. The bubble is this side of the spirit level. Now what that means is that this side of the spirit level is higher than that side, and that's what we want to achieve, because we want the water to run that way. So what we do now is we get our screed, we sit it on top of those rails, and we just start feeding this sand around. Okay, we're at this point now. We're going to get down on our screed and we're going to pull the screed back along these screed rails. So we just want to give the sand a bit of a pat down. We don't have to compact it as such, just a bit of a pat down to make it a bit solid. And we just pull that screed back along the rails. And we'll just flick a bit of sand up between the edge of the sand and that retaining wall, and we'll just tidy up this sand before we get too far away, so we don't have to walk on our screeded sand. Now once again, just give it a bit of a pat down. We're at the end we've pulled our screed over these screed rails, so we pick these rails out, just a void in there where the rails were, so we can just walk up there and just fill those up with sand.